Folks, we're back. This is Steve Sanson. Jim Jonas is not going to be with us today. And we have a great episode. We're going to talk to Crissy Peña, and she's going to be discussing financial investments and stuff of that nature. But before we get to our guests, I just wanted to thank all those well wishers out there that reached out to me by phone or by email or by Facebook or Facebook messaging or text to wish me a happy birthday. It was well over 500 people, and I just wanted to thank all those folks that took the time out of their busy day to wish me a happy birthday, because I only have one a year. Thank God for that. But and I also wanted to thank Zoe Bowie. Zoe Bowie is going to be our featured guest at our Valentine's Day Ball and Gala on Saturday, February 19th, between the hours of 5 and 10. And he's going to sing a couple songs for us. And we just encourage everybody to make sure they get their tickets for Saturday, February 19th. It's going to be a huge production. There's a huge stage inside this ballroom. So we encourage everybody to get their tickets and come on out, enjoy yourself. Doesn't matter what political affiliation you're with. It doesn't matter your finances. It doesn't matter your religion. We just want to unite everybody to come down for this one day and get together and be sociable. So with that said, Crissy, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so recently with everything going on this last year, our work was deemed non-essential. And so I started looking for different ways of making money online.
What were you doing before?
I was doing contracting. I still do some, but it's referral-based rather than actively searching for clients.
What type of contracting?
So we do solar, roofs, windows. I'm not licensed to install anything, but we do the contracts.
Okay.
But it's a big thing out here. So if you own a house and you want to get solar, it's a really good route to go.
Yeah.
But over the quarantine period, we weren't allowed to seek new customers. Mm-hmm. And so I went online and I started looking at different ways of making money. And that's how I came across day trading and also cryptocurrency. Wow. Yeah.
They said that there are two ways to make money. Well, besides have a silver spoon in your mouth and have a major college degree, and you go out there and you get a really good job. But investments and real estate are the two ways to make money.
Yeah.
And I'm interested by the investment part because I have a few real estate, and I wanted to learn a little bit more about the investment and maybe educate the folks out there about the investment so they could go ahead and start investing themselves. So tell us about the day trading. How does that work?
Yeah.
And you told how you got into it, but why would you pick that?
Yeah, so it's a lot of risk if you're doing day trading.
Is it like gambling?
Not if you're educated, but in a way it's very volatile.
Uh-huh.
And so the whole thing with it is if you're doing day trading, it's really risky because you're going in and out every single day, and you trade on volatility. However, if you're going long term, you pick a company like Amazon, Walmart, Apple, they're here to stay. Right. So your money's safe. And, basically day traders make money on volatility day to day. So you either scalp, which means you're in a trade max 5 seconds to 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. So you're just trading on volatility. If you're doing day trading, it's in and out all day, or swing trading a couple weeks. But long term is always secure if you pick a good company.
So how do you get paid? How does that work?
So there's so many apps now that we didn't have access to these systems before,
right.
But they're the same systems that a lot of the professional traders use, and it's free. Like TD Ameritrade, you get a brokerage account, you put some money in there, you use an app like I use Thinkorswim. It's a really good system.
Thinkorswim?
Thinkorswim. So it has the best graphs out there. And so you can really study the market and then do analysis based on days, weeks, or even minutes.
So do you have a chart that
Yeah.
you work on?
Yeah, it's all free. So all of these systems, all these platforms are free. So TD Ameritrade would be the brokerage account that you would open it with. There's many. And then you would use a system to actually graph everything.
So basically, if the stocks are high, you want to buy, right?
And no.
No, that's not how it works.
You want to buy when they're lower.
You want to buy when they're low.
Right. But the whole buy low, sell high thing doesn't always work that well, especially when you're doing day trading, because you don't know how low it's going to go. You don't know how high it's going to go.
So day trading is not like you're not investing in a particular company. You're just trying to make your money real quick and come out of it, and then sell while it's high and buy while it's low, right?
That's
type
day
of deal.
trading. Yeah, so you are investing, but you're selling your position the same day or in a couple minutes, and you're just selling on the volatility of the company. Whereas if you invest long term, then your money's safe, because companies that are here to stay are going to continue to rise over the years.
So do you set up like, let's say, how would you if somebody wanted to get involved in day trading, what would you tell them?
So first step is this on?
Yes.
Okay. First, I heard an echo. First step is actually opening. Okay. First step is opening the brokerage account. That's free. So you decide which brokerage account you want to open it with. I personally went with TD Ameritrade.
How many brokerage accounts are there?
There's many.
Okay.
Yeah.
Name a few besides TD Ameritrade.
TD Ameritrade, I think it's called, I only have one. There's Elites Market. This one's outside of the country. There's a couple more. There's another one, Webull. That's a very popular one. But basically what happens is you open a brokerage account and then you deposit money. And
how much did you deposit?
So initially I started with $1,000 and then I kind of built up. But, ideally you can start with $100, $50 if you want, just to test the waters.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just open up a brokerage account.
Mm-hmm. You open up a brokerage account and then you find a system where you can actually graph and do your market analysis.
So walk us through your day with day trading. How does that work? You get up, you turn on your computer, what? You
go on the news and you see what's going on. If there's any companies announcing anything that's going to make the market move in a certain way, you study, you make a plan, and then you go in. So usually at 6:30 or so, you're ready to start trading.
So how do you get your clientele?
Clientele?
Your customers. How do you get your customers?
You don't have customers. You're trading with them. You're trading in the stock market.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't. So I don't come to you and say, hey, I want you to buy this stock or sell this stock. That's not how it works.
I mean, unless you get an investment manager or something like that. But if you're doing it yourself, you're just trading with the market. I mean, people are buying and selling in a matter of seconds. Okay. And so you just go in there, you buy a position, you sell a position when you think it's, a good time.
And you don't have to know anything about the stock market, so to speak.
Well, it's preferable that you study, but you don't have to have like a certificate or any kind of degree or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the average weekly monies do you make?
Well, it depends how much you're investing. It really depends.
Okay. How much do you make weekly?
So there's no consistency, because it's so volatile. Experts can have more consistency, long term, but it really depends. If you're making plays that are $500, $1,000 a day, you can expect to make $300, $500, or even just $50 or lose all your money, depending on how,
Or lose all your money.
Yeah, or lose all of it. No. So that's why long term is a lot safer than if you're doing it on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of opportunity with it. Right now, it's so volatile. We've never seen a market like this before.
Explain.
It's very volatile. So I don't know if you heard of GME, but GameStop was a really big thing. It just blew up. Mm-hmm. People became overnight millionaires. It was a really crazy thing.
Really?
And it had never happened like that before. The banks had more control over everything going on, and people started getting access to these apps and more knowledge, and more people started going into the market and trading. So
you could teach people how to do this?
I'm fairly new at this. I've only been doing this for a couple months now. So, I just learn everything online.
Okay. All right. Well, Is it better to do the day trading or the long-term investment into the stock market?
Long-term investment is always safer. Yeah.
How so?
Because if you invest in a company that's here to stay, you're not going to lose your money. Whereas if you're going in and out every single day, you risk to lose it all.
Because there's a lot of folks that are putting their money into the COVID vaccine, like the Pfizer, the Johnson & Johnson,
the mRNA, yeah,
Moderna, and all that.
Yeah.
Do you suggest something like that?
I mean, you can profit off of it. Definitely can.
And I heard Amazon is picking up big with their stocks, and Walmart and the Sam's Clubs.
Yeah, Apple.
And Apple.
Yeah, they're all really good. So
and Netflix.
If you do long term, you're pretty safe. And your investments are going to be good. It's going to continue to grow over time. But if you're going in and out every single day, you're trading on volatility. So there's high risk.
Mark, there's a noise background. Could you get rid of it? Thanks. Okay. So what about the cryptocurrency? How does that work? Like, is that like Bitcoins and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah. So that's
I have an account for Bitcoins. And I put, I don't know, I think I put $100 in there. I don't know how it works. I haven't really looked at that dashboard or that website in a long time. So
yeah.
You think I might be a millionaire right now?
Maybe not for Bitcoin. That one already ran. It's going to continue to rise. I mean, it's projected to, because it's the first one that, that other coins follow that coin. But this one started very low. It was like 50 cents, and then it blew up. And at one point, it was $64,000 a coin. So it's crazy.
You think that's going to be our future? We're not going to deal with dollars and cents, paper money, and coins anymore. We're going to deal with, Bitcoins and you just transfer money into an account. You put money on a card, or you think that's going to be the future now?
A cashless society.
Yeah, they say you can't even rob a bank anymore because they don't have any money.
No, even our dollars aren't backed up by gold anymore. They're just printing paper, quantitative easing. So the reason why crypto is so big right now is because people are losing faith in our own currency, just because they're printing so much, and it's causing a lot of inflation. And so crypto is a fairly new thing, so not a lot of people trust it, but it's held its value throughout the years, and it's blowing up.
Do you have a Bitcoin account?
Yeah, I have Bitcoin, I have Ethereum and XRP, it's under a lawsuit, so you're not allowed to trade it on certain platforms. But more people are starting to transition to crypto.
And how does one open up an account on the cryptocurrency? How does that work?
So you just get an app. There's Coinbase.
Everything is app now.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get Coinbase. It's all free. Binance, crypto.com. There's so many different platforms. And then you just transfer money directly from your bank. And then you purchase whatever coin you feel is going to be best for you.
There's 3 different types of coins now?
There's so many.
Really?
There's hundreds. Yeah.
Are they all worth the same or no?
No, they're not. So Bitcoin is the one that kind of leads the way for all the other coins. And I think currently it's at 43,000 a coin. And this started at cents. It was like 50 cents, 25 cents. Wow. And over the years,
How many years has it been in existence?
I don't know. I think a couple years now. Probably since, I don't know, don't quote me on the year, but it's been around for a while. It's just not been as popular as it is now. Okay.
You mentioned a third item. What was that item?
XRP.
Yeah, what is that?
So this is another coin that it started out, I think last year was like 12 cents. And right now it's $1.09. It just went down, actually, 90 cents. Okay. But this is a fairly new coin, and they want this coin to be more mainstream. And the thing that happened with this coin is it's under a lawsuit. Mm-hmm. So it's not necessarily acceptable on all platforms. Do you know what the lawsuit is about? They just don't want this coin to blow up, basically. Because then more banks lose power and over currency. And so more people are starting to have more. It's kind of like making marijuana federal, because a lot of the pharmaceuticals will start losing money off of their drugs. That's really what it's about. Yeah. Yeah. So you have cryptocurrency, you have day trading, and what's the other one? I just do those two. You just do those two? Uh-huh. And you pay to rent with this? I'm sorry?
You paid a rent with this? I mean,
it hasn't been consistent, but when I started, I got a little cocky. I had a few wins in the beginning. And so I tried to make a career out of this, and it's not very consistent, because you're trading based on volatility. And so I don't know if you were aware of this, but Elon Musk said something over the summer that completely tanked the market in cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin from like 64 or so went down to like 30s. And he has so much influence. And so this affected all the crypto market. So everybody who had a portfolio in crypto, we start to see very big losses. I mean, it's something that's always going to go back up.
Right.
But I mean, if you're making a living off of this,
exactly what did he say?
He just said that it wasn't necessarily good for the environment, and he was going to reconsider whether or not he was going to allow people to buy his cars with Bitcoin. Because he said in order to, Tesla cars, you could buy them with Bitcoin. And then he took that back and said he wasn't sure about it because it wasn't necessarily good for the environment.
How so?
The way they mine Bitcoin, I'm not very sure on the technicalities.
I thought everything was electronic.
It is. But because of that, it's like not good for the environment. I don't know if it's the amount of energy they're using to mine Bitcoin. I'm not exactly sure how it works. But he took that back, and that made the market tank. And so everybody who had a large portfolio in the crypto, market, they start to see very big losses.
Is this a very stressful job?
Yeah, if you're day trading, yes, 100%. If you're doing this long term, your investments are most likely safe, and if you're investing in good coins that are here to stay. So
how is this any different than going to the casino and going to a craps table?
Okay, it's not gambling because there's education that goes behind it.
Okay,
right?
But isn't it the same? I mean, isn't when you go to the craps table or you got these poker tournaments that are out there? It's skill. Don't you think it's a little skill, a little education behind it? I mean, reading the cards. I mean, and I'd say reading cards is illegal, but don't you think that there's some type of mental state of mind that's in there?
Yeah, I think there's skill. I mean, if you're doing that for a living, I know gambling is big out here, and there's poker tournaments and stuff where people make a lot of money. But with trading stocks and all of that, it's a lot more education that goes into it because you're trading based on companies, and new products that are launching and stuff like that. It's a lot more secure. So if you know how to follow trends and you know where the economy is going and how certain things can affect the market, you can profit off of that, like the new vaccine.
So the apps that you have, it'll tell you what's the next big thing, what's coming next, what's newly developing. Does it tell you the stuff that's coming on the?
And you got to do the research. So you just go on the news and you just look into things that are coming up, new companies and launching new products and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You have anything else to add?
No, not a whole lot. I'm fairly new to this, but I wanted to profit off of this as well, with everything going on in the world.
So what do you say to those? What would you say to those people out there that are that want to do something like this, day trading, or the Bitcoin? What do you say to them?
That it's basically free to start. All the education you need is online. You don't really need a degree or anything like that. If you go long term, it's a lot more secure. Even if you do dividends, if you have money in the bank and you invested in dividends, you get pure profits monthly, passive income, and your money is still yours. It's just a long-term investment. Whatever company you invest into, they give you pure profits on a monthly basis. It's just passive income, free. You just have your money invested there. You can pull it out, ideally long-term, but you'll make money off of you investing in those companies.
Gotcha.
And there's no risk there. That's just pure profit.
Okay. Well, Crissy, I just wanted to thank you so much for coming on the program and sharing basically your knowledge about this new endeavor.
Yeah.
And I want you to look at the camera and tell folks anything you want to tell them. And if you want anybody to contact you, you could leave your contact information as well. You don't have to.
Oh, no, that's okay. Thanks for having me.
Okay, thank you so much. Folks, that's Crissy Peña, and she was talking about financial investments, and we hope that she helped you out if you want to start this new endeavor or if you just want to invest. This is Steve Sanson with another episode of Veterans in Politics. Until next time.